Well, good morning, Frieden and friends. It is nearly 7:30. The sun has not peeked over the horizon yet, but certainly the sky is lighting and is blue and clear. Looks like it's going to be a nice day in the northern plains of Kansas and elsewhere too, I hope. I wanted to share Isaiah with you. Oh, yeah, by the way, I am the designated adult here today, as I am most days, but some days I need to remind myself of that. I did want to share Isaiah with you this morning. I told you in our last video that I thought Isaiah 61 was maybe in second Isaiah. I was showing you that I can't remember everything, I've done some research since then. Isaiah 61 would be in third Isaiah, or that is the Isaiah of the return to Jerusalem that we have. Within the book of Isaiah, you can really break it down to first Isaiah, the Isaiah that is pre-exile, second Isaiah, the Isaiah of the exile, and then post-exilic Isaiah, or third Isaiah. And what we've got in third Isaiah is that the people have been returned from Babylon in exile. The Persian Empire has Cyrus of Persia has conquered the Babylonians and basically walked in and said, "Ollie out, sin free. If you're here from someplace else, you can go home." And so with great expectation and hope and jubilation that the exiles were repatriated, but they get back to Jerusalem and it's a shambles and it's a mess and it's hardship and it's, they'd really built it up to go back to normal. Who hasn't said that lately? Go back to normal, but to find out that there's never any going back, that you go back and you get through a crisis and you have to recreate normal for yourself. And in that, Isaiah says, look, you get to choose how to be, and reminding people that they are God's people. So let's hear. This is Isaiah 61, 1 through 4 and 8 through 11. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me. He has sent me to bring good news to the oppressed, to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives and release to the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of God, to comfort all who mourn, to provide for those who mourn in Zion, to give them a garland instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, the mantle of praise instead of a faint spirit. They will be called oaks of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, to display his glory. They shall build up the ancient ruins. They shall raise up the former devastations. They shall repair the ruined cities, the devastation of many generations. So now we switch to Isaiah 61, 8. For I, the Lord, love justice. I hate robbery and wrongdoing. I will faithfully give them their recompense, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them. Loves justice. Loves justice. Their descendants shall be known among the nations, and their offspring among the peoples who their descendants shall be known among the nations, and their offspring among the peoples. All who see them shall acknowledge that they are a people whom the Lord has blessed. Do you hear that? This bringing back this people of righteousness, that are living in righteousness, that people will see that. That will be their testimony to witness this behavior, that they will see them living in this righteousness, and they will know that they are blessed by God. I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My whole being shall exult my God, for he has clothed me with the garments of salvation. He has covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decks himself with a garland, and a bride adorns herself with jewels. For the earth brings forth its shoots, and a garden causes what is sown in it to spring up. So the Lord God will cause righteousness and praise to spring up before all the nations. In the garden of God is sown righteousness and justice for all the nations. That's our Isaiah reading. I'll see you later in the week. I'm preparing right now to head down to Hutchinson. I've got some internet work to do, and it's easier to do down there with a little faster speed. And I am going to move the little white house. Let me just remind you, if you haven't seen the video on this, there's the Roosevelt's little White House. FDR, the president, not the cat, as you may recall, historically had paralyzed legs in his young adulthood. That he, being from a position of a family of privilege and resource, that he was able to cause the creation of a treatment facility for his condition, and for consequently for other people with similar conditions in Warm Spring, Georgia, where Roosevelt spent a lot of his presidency hiding the fact that he had a disability. But the historians and the videos that survive from that time really show Roosevelt as going back to the Warm Springs, Georgia, and a lot of water therapy type stuff for people with disabilities of movement that could get in that water and be able to move gracefully and joyously. And so that's what I wish for you for this day, that you are able to move and to move graciously and joyfully. See you later. God bless.